What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is White Gamer. Happy Saturday. Today we're going to be talking about the substitution feature. It's officially been 1 month since this feature has been in the game. So we're going to talk about it, the issues, and how EA can improve on this feature either this game cycle or in FC 27. So guys, we've actually had this feature back last year in August during the beta. So EA has had 5 months since August all the way since January last month when they dropped it to improve on this feature. And typical EA, they brought this feature with bunch of bugs and stability issues. The first one is, guys, when someone joins in from either team, it takes way too long for the player to join in. It takes anywhere between 1 to 3 minutes of real time for someone to join in. And if they don't get in, guys, the game ends up freezing for everyone, which is very, very frustrating. Now, there is a fix to it. Sometimes the player that's joining in, if it freezes for you guys, the player can close the app. The player that's trying to join in can close the app, and sometimes that will fix it. But then sometimes it doesn't. It freezes the game for everyone, kills the whole momentum, and then you get kicked out of the game, which can lead to a loss, guys. And there is certain teams that are abusing this thing, the substitution feature, freezing the game for everyone and giving a disconnection loss to teams, guys. And it's very, very frustrating. So I would say that's like the biggest thing from this substitution feature, or the biggest issue, is when a player is trying to join in and it's taking too long and it freezes, which leads to a disconnection. The next thing is, guys, when you get disconnected from a game, having the option to rejoin would have been very, very huge. I do expect EA to add that feature. Maybe not this year in FC 26, but in FC 27, a rejoin feature is a must, guys. We always have that one player that gets disconnected for whatever reason, and having the option to rejoin would be huge for the substitution feature. The next thing is, guys, if we go into the lobby, now sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't work, but whoever is the captain, and then if you go to the settings where it says enable join, I don't know if my face cam is covering it. It is. Let me put it in the upper left hand corner where it says enable join live or match join live. If you have this, I think it's off. Or no, if you have this option, match join live, which means only match with a club that matches your join live setting. If you have it off, you can still come up against a club that can make substitutions. I don't know if that makes sense. So that doesn't happen all the time, but I've played in teams that had this feature off, and the other team was still, and we came up against a team that were coming in, were putting in subs in, even though we had this off and the enable join off. So that's definitely a bug that needs to be sorted. EA definitely needs to work on these settings from the lobby and make sure they actually work how it should be, because sometimes some people do have the substitution feature completely turned off because, like I said, it freezes the game, disconnects people, or you get a random loss. There was even this one bug, I don't even have a clip of it, where they were in the 80th minute in the second half and they got put all the way to the first half. That was a viewer of mine. So yeah, there's a lot of definitely bugs going on with this feature, guys. Now, don't get me wrong. When this feature works, it is amazing when it works. When we play 11v11s, sometimes we have one player from other team joining in late. Great. When we're playing divisions and your teammate might not make it on time, that's happened to me where I've joined and I've joined in with no issue. Now, there was this bug that actually happened to me while I was joining where my screen went blurry, and then a few seconds later it went away. So guys, this feature, I even said it last month when we got it, it wasn't going to be working 100%. But at the same time, I am disappointed at EA because they had 5 months to make sure this feature was a little bit better than what it is right now. Also, guys, I rarely see this, but there was this time, there's a clip right now playing where both teams made a substitution at the same time, and it worked with no issue. And, that's what I mean, guys. When this feature works is amazing, but most of the times it doesn't work. I've had days where 80% it works, and I had days where only 20% of the time it works. So very, very unstable, this feature. I do hope EA to improve on it, hopefully in the next major update, mainly the stability issues. And then, of course, in FC 27, hopefully this feature will be what it should be. And of course, guys, one of the most requested things was have multiple substitutions. Right now, you can only sub one player in, and it's an AI for a human, not a human for a human. So I'm hoping in the future you can do 2 or 3 subs. Eventually, we got a long way until EA adds that, because right now, even with just making 1 sub is very, very glitchy and buggy. Now, guys, we're going to go over to the desktop, and we are going to take a look at the poll, guys. So 9 days ago, I asked, do you like the substitution feature? 77% said yes, and 23% said no. Now, I think the main reason we had 23% say no was because of how inconsistent the substitution feature is. I feel like if the substitution feature was more stable and working more frequently, this would be a way lower number. But way more than half the people do like it. So, guys, let's read some of the top comments. I wish you could reconnect when disconnected. Yeah, man, this is a big one. This is a big one that I hope EA, maybe not this year in FC 26, but hopefully in FC 27 they implemented when you get disconnected, man. We all been there. I usually don't get disconnected, but sometimes I do because of EA server issues. Having the feature to rejoin would be, or reconnect would be huge, 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 huge. That one was, I think, the most thumbs up, 42 people. For casual players who play with a group of 9 to 5 workers, it is so nice just to be able to go on and hop in the game with the boys without having to wait for the next game. Yeah, man, this is a really good thing too. I've done this before where I couldn't play, I couldn't make it on time, and I join in mid-game, and when it works, it's great, but when it doesn't work, it's crap. And yeah, you never know. If one of your teammates comes in and scores a goal or an assist, wins you the game. So, good feature, but takes too long to enter the game. Yep, we mentioned that already, guys. It just takes way too long, man. Just imagine, there's only been like 2 or 3 times where I've joined or I've seen someone join, and it only took like 30 seconds. But that is very, very rare. They need to allow for more than 1 sub, considering so many people play with full 11 nowadays. Now, you'll be surprised. Majority of the people don't play with full 11s. But yeah, they do need to add the feature to add more than 1 sub, which I think they will eventually. Maybe not this year, but maybe in FC 27, or as this guy, maybe in FC 28. But yeah, definitely had the option of adding more than just 1 player. For everyone commenting here, what do you mean it takes too long to get in game? As soon as the game puts in a maximum time to seconds in. For those saying it doesn't work, maybe the other team is able to join live, which we constantly do. If that's the case, then you can't join, obviously. Now, the feature just bugged. It definitely doesn't work 100%, but you guys can see a little mix. Most people do like the feature when it works. That's it comes down to that. When it works, yes. Having the option to rejoin after getting disconnected would be a really big thing. So you guys can see overall, people do like the feature. EA, just please, man. I know someone from the EA developer teams. Just improve the stability. Give us the option to rejoin when we get disconnected. And then in the future, give us the option to have 2 or 3 substitutions. But ladies and gentlemen, that was it. That was our, just trying to speak on the issues that the substitution feature has. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time.